Alright guys, so this is going to be a short video pretty much updating how I trade. Right now we're on UJ, so like for currencies I still use psychological levels, so I'll use like 150, 149, 500, excuse me, 149, 148, 500, etc. Um, and then I also have a 7 EMA and a 14 EMA here. And pretty much like what I do is I'll go to the higher time frame, and we can see here. Let's let's go over this day because I actually did catch this buy here. So um, you can see here that we had this big bullish run, break a structure, pull back into the moving averages. You can see the rejections here. So what I'll do is go to a lower time frame and start to look for areas of demand to take the trade from, and you have to also look for the right time to take the trade. So since this is UJ, you can trade Asian session, but I would still recommend just trade a London session and New York session. Um, so you go to our chart, you look, the red session is London session, the blue session is New York session, and then the white session is Asian session. Um, so if you're just trading London session, I would see here that we're holding this demand level that's sitting here pretty much. So holding demand here because this candle, I mean, this is a rally-based rally formation that created a high. So until we break through this low, technically that's sitting here, then um, this is still holding demand, right? And we want to go take out this high that's sitting here. Um, so pretty much for me, like if you're not trading Asian, you don't worry about this, but you can see we just kept holding demand here. And you get to London session, you go down to the 15-minute chart, and then this is where I start to look for setups. So we had the I'm sorry if my mic keeps cutting in and out. I don't know what's going on with these headphones, but you had this is the last down move here. We had this change of character here, so we took out this high here. So you want to wait for it to pull back to the demand that's on this time frame, which would be this candle here. So you can see we pulled back into here, and then I want to see a candle break. So this candle broke here. Let's just mark the high that we want to see break. So we broke here, so I would have taken buys here and put stop loss below that demand level, and then TP, first TP would be here, take out these highs, take out liquidity that's sitting here, and then the second TP would be the next psychological level because we're trading level to level pretty much. So from down here we're taking buys because we're from 149 to go to 149 500. So this would be TP2, and I mean that's a pretty simple trade. You can see it did play around, came back in here, and then we probably had news at 8:30 that took off, made the price take off. um but yeah, that's a full setup. Let's go over US30. Yeah, so it's pretty much the same thing for US30, but for the most part, I just stay on the lower time frames like the 15 and the 5 minute, and you still have quarter levels here: 34 250, 34, 33 750, 33 5. And you only want to trade US30 during New York session, right? So you can see here we had excuse me, we had the change of character that occurred from here to here, because you can see this was, I mean, really you could say here because this was the base drop formation that created another low. We broke through this area here, but I would really wanted to see it break through here, and then you see these moving averages cross over, right? So then price came back to test. We didn't come all the way down to this demand level that's sitting here. We didn't come all the way down here just yet at this point in time, but personally I would have taken this trade after this candle closed bullish because we're already in New York session. Yeah, it's not 9:30 yet, so indices technically aren't open, but I would still have taken this trade because you can see the moving averages crossed. We got the change of character, and this candle closed bullish. So when we broke the highs of this candle, that's I'll take the trade. And the only bad thing is we're in the middle of 33 500 and 33 750. So stop loss will have to be here. And in this case, I would just shoot pretty much for a 1-to-1. Since I don't know, like I don't play breaks of levels. I like to see how they react here. So yeah, I would just have my 1-to-1 here, even though yeah, I could have went to 1-to-2, 1-to-3. I would just have my 1-to-1 here to be safe on the trade. But yeah, and then you can see, let's go over what happened when New York opened. So this was the candle. This is 9:30 open. So there's no, I mean, obviously there's no trades here, but you can see the level we did push into this supply level that's sitting up here. And my supply levels are pretty much drawn based off of this is the last bullish candle. They created this drop. So, and there's a tiny gap in here, efficiency in here. So price came and pushed into inefficiency, rejected here, came down. So I mean, if you wanted to, you could have taken sells on the break of this candle low because you got all these rejections. But I would have waited for this setup where we have this drop, base drop formation, and then when we broke below this candle's low, that's when I would have taken the trade. And you can see we came back inside 33,750. So stop loss up here. And then at the same time, like sometimes I'll use trend lines for a break so you can really see the break here. You see how I trend line, and you could target this first level because it's going to take stop losses here and here, right? So target this first level here, stop loss up here, and then I mean you could target all the way down here, but you can see we didn't reach down there yet. It probably will when we open up this week. But that's pretty simple. It's pretty simple trade. Let's see. Let's go over another day. Yeah, I mean, actually, let's go over German 30. German 30 is pretty much like the London session of US30. So when London session opens, it moves like US30 does when New York session opens at 9:30. So that's all trade. Like if I want to trade indices during London, this is the pair I'll look to trade. You can see here we had this drop off. It broke structure, but we still respected here. Would have been looking for buys. But yeah, like as long as the blue is above the for buys and vice versa for sells. And I stick to 15 and 30 minute time frame on indices just because higher time frames they do matter, but personally like I really don't care about them on indices. Just leave that alone because I can see the clean structure that's happening here. So I mean, we had, for example, here we had this order block that's sitting here that created this down move. We rejected here London. The blue is still below the red. We kept rejecting. So when London opened, was right here, rejected here, and then we broke the low of this candle. And this is just the midpoint. So like I use quarter points for German 30 as well, but I have the midpoints marked off. So like in between the two, so you could just take the Fibonacci like I showed in the other video, draw from here to here, find the midpoint. And you can see we're at this level, we're at a midpoint. So we went below the midpoint and we broke this candle's low that rejected the supply. So stop loss would be right here. TP, take out these lows here. But that's not a 1-to-1, so you need at least a 1-to-1. So I would say 1-to-1 would be like right here for TP1. It take out the liquidity that's sitting here, and then TP2 obviously would be the next quarter level, which is 15,250, and you can see it ran for pretty much a 1-to-3. And then we had this pullback here, and you can see the blue never crossed above the red. So you still always want to trade with the trend. Like when you don't trade with the trend, that's when you're gonna get fucked up. So always be wary of that. And then we have this supply level that happened here. This candle on a lower time frame, this candle would be a bullish candle, but I don't want to file down that low to just find. I can just tell based off of how this is looking. This is supply, so this would be inducement where everybody's taking the sells here as a pullback trade, but you can see we never took out these lows, but we're not looking for buys because we're not in a bullish trend, right? So what we're gonna do is, even though we didn't take out lows, I still see sells because we're in the bearish trend. So I look at this as an inducement point to get early sellers in the market. So then these people came taken out right into this order block that's sitting up here, rejected here, came right back inside the supply, showing that this is manipulation. And when this closed like this, I probably would have taken it here, but just to be safe, to break. So this one didn't break it, so we wait for this low to break. This didn't break that low, so then we would take the trade here when it broke this candle's low, because we're still holding that supply level. So there, stop loss there, TP 1 to 1, and yeah, I'll probably just take it 1 to 1 since we're already at this level, and I don't want to really play the break through the level, even though we did pull back, reject it, and go down. That would have been the 1 to 1. But yeah, it's pretty simple, pretty much the same way, just using supply and demand in line with the levels. But if you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'll put my Instagram and stuff in the description, so you can just message me there if you're interested in joining the group, where I send signals pretty much daily. I'm gonna pull up my group here for a second and show you guys. Let's see. Right, yep. So okay, so we can go here. Ignore all this shit. But yeah, so call my trades. Sell UCAD. Boom, you can see it's melting. Close majority. This is dropping off. This gold hit TP. It's a clean gold sell, break and retest. TP hit. This is when the trade started. Just a base drop formation off the key level. Let's see. I mean, all these pretty much TP's hit, wick entries. But yeah, I mean, if you guys are interested, just let me know. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, you can message me, like I said. But yeah, this is pretty much just the updated version of US30 quarter points 2.0 plus, like, I mean, I did go over UJ, but this is pretty much the main thing I trade is US30 and German 30. So yeah, but if you guys have any questions, just let me know.